So the gates are in. And as I said, the original wrought iron hinges have gone back into place. In fact, all the original fixtures have gone back into place. There is an issue with them though. These old wrought iron hinges have got so much wear in them, look. So much wear. You know, we can't keep them upright because there's just so much play in these hinges. You know, you get one right look and that one is all over the shop. So once the weight comes onto them, they pull over. So they need bushings in here. But none of that is my remit. So we've cleaned all the posts, as you can see. I don't think they look too bad. I've got a little bit more work to do on the lift gate, so I'll paint all the bright zinc stuff, or the stainless steel, on Monday when I'm back. Yeah, both plaques are in now as well. So that's it, and the original plaque is also in. So, or the World War II plaque is also back in. So, alright, don't look too bad. I'll just give a bit of a run around the fascia boards to go back on. But the stonework's been fitted back on the roof as well. That's it, this job's all done, nearly. So, we're at Wortley. I'm going to put the gates on. And we're just looking at hinges, as you can see, like everything else in this place, this has been heavily modified. So we've got to clean all this brown stain off, and then sort all these out. So try and get these pins out and see if we can clean the hinges up. So I'm just putting the plaques back. Hello everyone, I just want to say a few words about the gates for Wortley Church, St Leonard's, and the restoration, a bit of a conclusion really. So we had everything shot blasted that we had, hinges, latches, throw over bar and all that sort of thing. The main eyes were not done because they are bolted through the original posts somehow, way, shape or form, and they are bolted to the wall in such a way that you destroy the wall getting them off, I assure you. So we shot blasted what we could. They need bushing. There's no two roads around that. That's not something that I can do. I don't have the machinery, the equipment. I'm not local enough to there to go and fit them because they would need to be odd shaped bushes, or those hinges would need to be reamed out round. It genuinely isn't something that I could do or would get involved in. So I made a little bushing for the throw over latch because that had worn such a big hole, because it was never really designed to fit a gate like that. So I made a steel bushing with a piece of 3/4 tube and reamed the hole out to fit the 1/2-inch bolt, threaded stud that's through them, as I showed you in previous videos. And that sort of thing I can do because that can be crude. You know, it doesn't matter if it isn't exactly dead square. Hinges, no, not a chance. And I've got no way of securing them in either because I can't weld that wrought iron. I don't have TIG, or I do have gas welding available, or gas brazing availability, but I wouldn't trust that on something like that, but it's going to be opened thousands of times. So I've reached the end of the line with that job. They're all back in place now. Economics wise, typical restoration job, we're in a very odd time at the moment where costs have just gone through the roof. So when I priced the job, profitable wise, fine. Thankfully, I had got enough air dried oak in stock. Replacing that stock is not going to be cheap, but you win some, you lose some. So, yeah, I took the decision to stain the gates because originally they hadn't actually been stained. Originally there was varnish underneath the saddling, so they were very white oak under, very clean oak underneath. I've tried to mitigate the poor detail as much as possible. Obviously I can't change all of that because those gates have to go back looking the same as they did when I took them away. The gates that are there, they're 30 years old at tops, I would say, probably 20. And talking to some of the locals, the wall was demolished. Part of the wall, the one pier was demolished sort of 20 years ago. So I would imagine those gates were damaged at that stage, and that's when they were replaced. It's disappointing they've decayed like they have, but modern paints, the sort of plastic treatments that have been put on them, oak really doesn't like, and he's never going to like. And as I showed you in the videos, it was peeling, moisture getting trapped behind it, and then moisture's getting trapped in the poor detail. There's a lot of salt on that road. There'll be water on that road getting splashed up those gates. I'll probably be 5 days out of 7 in the winter, or certainly 5 days out of 10 in the winter. So it's just not great. It's one of them. The job's done, and they now swing to 90 degrees, which they didn't do prior to us doing them, and the one gate post had been heavily knocked over and had been pointed with white cement in that position. So we removed all the white cement, packed it, wedged it across with some chunky oak wedges, and then put some tapered oak strips in, and then pointed back over the top of all that with a hot lime and sharp sand mix. So hopefully it's good for another 100 years, and we shall see. I cleaned all the fence paint off the gate posts, and they predate those the gates that were there by a considerable number of years. I've come to the conclusion they possibly predate the Lich Gate as well, but I have no way of proving that. So, yeah, it's done. One or two things I would have changed about the design had I, been involved from the start, but yeah, I wasn't. So, and they were, apart from the details that were wrong, they were very well made gates, and it's just such a sacrilege that they've decayed to the point where I've had to completely remake certainly one of them, and virtually remake the other. It's just such a shame, but they will now go on for another 50, 100 years hopefully. I've included some photos of the Lich Gate itself, which is also now completely finished, and the carving and gilding work we did. I will make a bit of a photo montage on that at some point when I get time. So what's to come? Well, we've got the cupola, which is in storage in the building next door. So that will be coming onto the bench very soon. There's some more sashes to make, and there's quite a lot of timber framing coming up. So there's a big cottage to repair that is currently nothing but sticks and a bit of roofing sheet over the top. So that's a full restoration job of the timber frame for us. I don't think we're doing much more than that at this stage. I think the customer is going to fit all the lightweight insulated panels back. It was brick infill with plastic windows, and it's going back as lightweight insulated panels because it was wattle and daub originally. And that's a compromise the council have allowed, is to use the lightweight panels over traditional wattle and daub. Personally, I would like to have seen the wattle and daub go back, but budgets and what have you are not in my control. So, and the plastic windows will be replaced with a more modern timber casement, which again I would like to have seen the original period framed windows going back in, but again, budgets and things aren't going to allow that, but hey, we'll get that. And then there's some new work for a Victorian property, so a pair of double doors and a Victorian back door. Georgian property where we are making a set of very tall, very narrow French type window type doors to match the ones in the vestibule that are already at the property. And they are super fine, very, very beautiful things with diminished or gunstock styles, as they're often called in the trade. So yeah, watch this space, there's a lot more to come. And thank you for those of you who have subscribed during this video series. It means a lot to me. And I'm going to try and pass some knowledge on via these videos if I can. But yeah, there's a lot more to come on restoration and the likes. So thank you all for watching and subscribing and what have you. Keep your eyes peeled for the new videos. I'll see you soon.